So tonight we're going to talk about probiotic boost with prebiotics, and we're launching this product to the world tonight. So first of all, what are probiotics? Probiotics comes from the Greek word, it means for life. So probiotics are what we need for life. Probiotics are primarily useful bacteria. However, some yeasts can also act as probiotics. Probiotics are found primarily in the intestine. In fact, the home that they prefer is the lower intestine, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Probiotics are the foundation for a healthy gut. So without probiotics, we cannot have a healthy gut. So the types of probiotics that we're going to talk about tonight it's mind-blowing how many of them we have in our bodies. We have 100 million up to 1 trillion beneficial, which we would call good probiotics that live in the lower colon. The major types of good probiotics of bacterial origin are Bifidobacterium strains, and these are a list of the strains. In fact, we have these in our probiotic boost. The Lactobacillus strains, these are some strains, and we have these also in our probiotic boost. And then you have the Bacillus coagulans. This is the only probiotic approved by the FDA to be added in infant formulas to prevent the attachment of harmful bacteria in the gut. It is a super important one, and there's some benefits to it that we'll talk about that other probiotics do not have. And then there's a yeast probiotic called Saccharomyces boulardii. Same thing, this is a special probiotic. It is got some unique properties, and we're going to introduce you to these 4 strains and these 4 probiotics. No other product on the market today that we are aware of has these 4, and this is where Dr. Prasad is absolutely, once again, outdone himself and brought a world-class, unique product to enhance our health. These probiotics are based on research that others have done, and Dr. Prasad references them here. So let's talk about how probiotics work. We've got good bacteria and bad bacteria, and we want to talk about the good bacteria. Probiotics ferment prebiotics to produce what's called butyric acid. In fact, Dr. Prasad did the original research that discovered the benefits of butyric acid. Dr. Prasad, do you want to talk a little bit about why butyric acid is so important and the relationship it has to probiotics and prebiotics?
Yes. I think prebiotic is absolutely essential so that probiotic can ferment the prebiotics to produce butyric acid, which is a small fatty acid, very tiny fatty acid. But it has important implication, not only in maintaining the health, but also reducing potential incidence of cancer, not only colon cancer or intestinal cancer, but other cancer as well. And I was the first one to demonstrate the antioxidant property of butyric acid. So it is a small fatty acid with a remarkable multiple beneficial effect, not only on the gut, but also in the brain, in heart, and neurodegenerative diseases. So it is very important molecule that we must have, and for that, we must have probiotic with prebiotic.
Okay, and so also, Dr. Prasad, I know that you've done a lot of research and have a great understanding how probiotics and prebiotics produce vitamin K and B vitamins. In fact, many people have asked me why we don't have vitamin K in our micro daily. And my understanding from what you've taught me is because the body produces vitamin K and we don't want to have excessive amounts of vitamin K in our body. So we don't supplement with it, but we give the body probiotics and prebiotics so it can produce vitamin K itself. Is that right?
That's correct. And vitamin K, if you give too much, it can create a blood clot and all kind of health issue.
And the B vitamins, how does probiotic and prebiotics affect
B vitamin, as you know, is very important to generate energy. For example, vitamin B3. Other vitamins are important for your brain function and for many other biological function in the body. So B vitamin in general is absolutely as important as the micronutrient like antioxidants are. So it is extremely important that our body produces B vitamin, and we also supplement because that may not be sufficient for our need.
Okay, also, I know that you are someone that is really focused on prevention of toxins and bad things in our body. And so Micro Daily is not only a nutrient for our body, but it also helps protect our body. So the relationship of probiotics and prebiotics to these toxins. Talk to us about how they impact toxins in our body.
Yeah, for example, during digestion process, we generate a lot of what we call mutagens, in other words, toxic chemical that can alter DNA function adversely. And so the question is how to reduce that. So if you are taking, for example, micro daily, this will reduce the formation of the toxic chemicals in your intestine, and the remaining of them gets bind and removed by the probiotics and the probiotic bind with this, and therefore they remove from the gut. So it is so micronutrient in combination with probiotics maintain good health, and good health means you have reduced amount of toxic chemical, and your gut can remove all the remaining toxic chemical very easily.
So this is the power of a healthy gut, is the healthy gut with probiotics, prebiotics, and micronutrients can find those toxins that are creating poor health and affecting our bodies and get rid of them.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
That's
and
correct.
So if we don't have probiotics and prebiotics, and if we don't have micronutrients, in essence, those toxins remain in our body and degrade our health.
And they get absorbed through your bloodstream, and long-term effect has all kind of chronic diseases.
Also, you talk about improving the health of cells lining the gut wall that is essential for absorption and transport of nutrients to organs. So not only do the probiotics, prebiotics get rid of toxins and help our body to create the vitamins that we need, but it also enhances absorption. Help us understand that a little bit better.
Yeah, the lining these cells is very important that they remain healthy. And by maintaining a good health, good intestin health, they also has to improve the function of the cells which are lining the intestinal tract. And when they are healthy, then they can secrete digestive enzymes, they can secrete many other things that are needed, many other enzymes that are needed for digestion of the food, and then absorption of the food, and then transport of the nutrient. I mean, when I say food, means macronutrient as well as micronutrient, then transport from the intestinal wall to the blood and then various organs.
Okay, so I know absorption is something a lot of people are focused on, and usually what you hear about is people talking about ingredients that are easily absorbed. What you're teaching is that really, if the body is healthy and we have probiotics, the body will absorb the ingredients we need. So it's not so much the form of the nutrients coming in, it's that we have a healthy gut to absorb them. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly right.
Well, and so go ahead.
No, I said, that's extremely correct. But there are some, for example, magnesium oxide. If you take magnesium oxide, this is poorly absorbed because it is in oxide form, no matter how healthy gut is. And this then need to act as a laxative. So there are exceptions. But in general, what you are saying is correct. It is the gut health which decide how good the intestinal health is, and how better absorption of micronutrient as well as the macronutrient is going to be happen.
Okay, so really we're talking about enhancing absorption when we're talking about probiotics, which is very important.
That's right, exactly, because probiotics maintains the excellent intestinal health.
Now, also, this was one that really surprised me, because I know that micro daily, it's very effective at helping the immune system, but you've been teaching me, and I know you've got some really strong insights here about how taking a probiotic can strengthen the immune system. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, it is in a way, because suppose if your intestine is poor health, it cannot absorb the micronutrient that is needed to improve your immune system. But if your health is strong, if your intestinal health is strong by virtue of the probiotics and prebiotics, then all the micronutrients that we are giving, say, for example, micro daily, that will be absorbed much more. And then they will provide more efficient nutrient to strengthen our immune system.
Fantastic. And then let's talk a little bit about how it helps break down indigestible fibers in the guts and why that matters.
Yeah, it breaks down because otherwise it can cause, if you don't break down, then it can cause irritation in the gut and cause gut injury. And so probiotic does it, that it breaks down in a smaller fiber and a smaller size fiber, and they eliminate from the gut. And during that process, some of these broken down indigestible fiber also bind some toxic chemical and remove from the gut.
So with these basic scientific facts and understanding of how the body works, there is no question as to why the proper probiotic is a critical piece of human health. Is that right, Dr. Prasad?
That's right, because it maintains healthy gut. If you have a healthy gut, you have a healthy body.
I love it. And we know healthy gut is something that many experts talk about. Well, let's continue to discuss how probiotics enhance micronutrients and their efficacy. So a healthy gut environment is critical for optimal digestion and absorption, as Dr. Prasad talked about. Micronutrients become more available to nourish our body and enhance our health. And micronutrients in the gut reduce the production of toxic chemicals during digestion.
That's
so,
correct.
Dr. Prasad, what we're talking about is there's really a synergy between probiotics and micronutrients, meaning it's not one or the other. It needs to be both. Is that correct?
Exactly. For optimal health, that is the must. Those two combinations that you are talking about.
Well, it's short and sweet. It's a very important point. Micronutrients and probiotics are critical to take together. And then with that, we can pass the toxins that are passing through our gut and be excreted from the body. We can have the nutrients feed our body. So let's talk more now about this bacteria, what probiotics are, because having probiotics in our system, what kills good bacteria? And what do we need to be aware of that causes an unhealthy gut, Dr. Prasad?
Yeah, you will see that it is a highly acidic pH that they will kill in the stomach, is highly acidic pH.
So when someone has a lot of heartburn and a lot of acid in their stomach, that's negative for bacteria, the good bacteria.
Right, exactly.
How about intestinal inflammatory diseases, Dr. Prasad?
Right. Because the inflammatory system produces a lot of toxic chemicals, and that will kill good bacteria. Just like antibiotics.
And so antibiotics, so basically a lot of the diseases we have, Dr. Prasad, are bacterial related, correct?
Yes, that's right.
I think some colds and other things that we get are bacterial related. And so when we take an antibiotic to kill these bad bacteria, they kill both the good and the bacteria. So if we've been on an antibiotic regimen, how critical would you say it is that we take probiotics?
That is extremely important, because that's why I suggest that right after completing the therapy, immediately after that, you start taking the probiotics with prebiotic, and to restore the normal population of good bacteria. Otherwise, you will suffer a diarrhea and all kind of things that people continue to have it if you don't take care of them right away.
So by taking the probiotic, in essence, we're boosting the body's addition of the good bacteria we need. So rather than waiting over time, and which could take a long time and could help create an unhealthy gut, we're boosting it to get those bacteria in the system. In
a shorter period of time, and so that they maintain the homeostasis and perform their function to maintain a good intestinal health.
How about high fat and high sugar diets? How do those affect the bacteria in our system?
Yeah, because when you take high fat and when they get metabolized, they generate a lot of free radicals. And free radicals, as you know, can kill anything. And high sugar is same thing. If you take a high sugar, they also generate a lot of free radicals, and therefore they will kill bacteria. So high fat diet and high sugar is not only bad for the overall health, but it also is a very it plays an important role in a poor intestinal health. In other words, if you take high fat and high sugar diet all the time, they will create a problem for intestinal health, and you will have a poor number of good bacteria. And so it is important to exclude these kind of things in order to maintain a good intestinal health.
Okay. And how about people who don't eat a lot of fiber? What is that? How does that affect the bacteria?
Yeah, but when you don't have if you don't have a good fiber diet, then what happens that you don't give a bacteria enough home in terms of to ferment it and to grow and to proliferate. And so low fiber diet eventually can reduce the number of good bacteria, because they don't have enough food. Fermentation is their food also. And so low fiber diet can affect, reduce the number of good bacteria, and therefore it can create a poor intestinal health, poor gut health.
Well, let's talk more about the benefits of a healthy gut. So a healthy gut equals a healthy mind, because the gut and mind are connected, right, Dr. Prasad?
That's right. That's right.
A healthy gut equals a healthy body, because the organs in our body, our entire body is attached to what the function of the gut.
Right.
A healthy gut equals a healthy immune system, as we discussed. The immune system needs a healthy gut to be provided the nutrients it needs to function properly.
That's right.
And in a healthy gut, which is really important to all of us who are taking Micro Daily, enhances the benefits of Micro Daily and other micronutrients. So really, is it fair to say that a probiotic will boost the efficacy and the benefits of Micro Daily?
Yes, there's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it.
Love it. All right, well, let's talk about a healthy gut and a healthy mind. And this is a little bit of technical science that I know you can help us understand. And it's really an interesting connection between the brain and the gut. So the gut-brain axis is a bidirectional communication channel between the gut and brain, and the vagus nerve provides the connection between the gut and brain. This vagus nerve regulates autonomic responses, including mood, digestive, immune responses, and psychiatric disorders. So Dr. Saad, with this connection between the vagus nerve and our gut and our brain, how does that really work in terms of a healthy gut and a healthy mind?
Yeah, because if you have a poor health, then it sends a message through vagus. If you have a poor gut health, through the vagus nerve, it sends to the brain that your response, like your mood becomes bad, immune system becomes poor, digestive system is not good, you have psychiatric disorder. So the poor intestinal send a message through the vagus nerve to brain, which controls all these events. And therefore, if you have a poor intestine, you can have a sleep disturbances, you can have a poor digestion, you can have a poor immune system, you could have a psychiatric disorders. And therefore, maintaining a healthy gut is very important for a healthy mind.
So Dr. Prasad, I know that with my children, we raised 5 children. When they would eat a lot of sugar or an unhealthy diet, we noticed significant changes in their mood. They became more irritable, less able to sleep. Is this why? Because you'd mentioned sugar in the gut kills bacteria, creates an unhealthy environment. So the gut's unhealthy and unhappy, and then the whole body becomes unhappy. Is that what we're talking about?
That's right. That's right, David.
Interesting. Well, thank you for helping me know that. I wish I'd have known that when my kids were little, Dr. Prasad.
Well, I didn't know either until I started doing research on this issue, because you can't know everything. You're a businessman, you can't know everything. I was a scientist, I can't know all aspects of science until I started doing research on a particular area.
Well, fortunately, we can take your knowledge and share that with everyone on the call today, and hopefully it helps them with their children and grandchildren, because I know it's going to help me with my grandchildren. So thank you for that insight.
Even us, we are reducing this sugar, and it is very important to have a less sugar even for us, because we want to maintain our mind for a long time.
Well, I know there's more benefits to a healthy gut, healthy mind. Let's talk about this. So you've educated me and told me that a healthy gut produces as much as 60 to 90% of the neurotransmitters involved in mental wellness.
Yes.
The gut cells, including good bacteria, send signals to the brain via nerves and hormones other than just the vagus nerve. And it also signals hunger and fullness. And so these signals that are coming from a healthy gut signal a happy body? If it's signaling an unhappy body, then we become unhappy and are unhealthy in our mind, correct?
That's correct.
Let's talk about a healthy gut and a healthy immune system. So you've educated us that the immune system interacts with the good bacteria, which is interesting. That the idea
indirect,
is amazing. And really what the good bacteria are is they're like this food source. It helps facilitate the nutrients the immune system needs to operate optimally.
That's right. By maintaining healthy gut.
And so is it fair to say that if you don't have a healthy gut, you have a compromised immune system?
That's correct.
And in the world we live in today, we know an immune system is so critical, like with COVID and all these other viruses.
That's right.
So in essence, if we have an unhealthy gut, we are more susceptible to these viruses attacking our body, and our immune system is compromised and we're weaker. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, that's correct. And not only what today's, but in future viruses. Again, if your immune system is good, they are the best to monitor is there any foreign object in my body. And so they not only protect against the current viruses or bacteria, but the future strain that our body has not seen it as yet.
Well, the immune system, we know how important it is, and now an understanding of how probiotics help that, it's very critical.
Yes.
Well, a healthy gut, so basically equals a healthy body.
Yes.
And so it allows proper function of all the vital molecules in the body because every molecule needs nutrients, correct?
Yes, that's right.
And help me understand this. It includes hormones, cytokines, neurotransmitters that transmit signals through the receptors. So do probiotics help facilitate enhanced function of the receptors in our body?
Yes, because all those things require nutrient for protection. Suppose you have receptor and your body has a lot of oxidative stress and inflammation. So receptor is not going to work. A neurotransmitter is supposed to do certain good thing, but if the receptor is not good, is damaged by free radicals, is not going to respond. Your body is not going to respond.
So these receptors include dopamine, glutamate, and serotonin. We all know how important dopamine is. So
yes, dopamine is to become happy, and the serotonin is calm you down, and glutamate is maintain you so that you don't get hyperactive. Because if there too much glutamate is released, then you become hyperactive. So the body maintains a good control of glutamate, so that the right amount of glutamate is absolutely essential for brain function. But excess amount of glutamate is very toxic and creates all kind of a neurological problem.
You know, the more that you share and educate with us on how important the gut is and health, our whole body health is. And I mean, you've published 29 books, about to publish a 30th book on mental health and micronutrition. When I understand from you and all of your research and science how critical these are to health, to me, there's really, at the foundational level of life, there's nothing more we can do than just making sure we're getting probiotics and proper micronutrients in our body.
And maintaining a good, excellent gut health. Yeah.
Well, and now also we talk about gut health. So the digestive enzymes that are breaking down these foods and micronutrients in our body, my understanding from what you've taught us, Dr. Prasad, is probiotics are critical to having the right digestive enzymes in our system. Is that correct?
Yeah, because they maintain a good intestinal health, and this intestinal health by protecting the cells of the wall of the intestine. And if they are in a healthy state, they will secrete all the digestive enzymes, which is coming from pancreas to your gut. And then you digest all your food and micronutrient, like microdaily.
And a healthy gut supports our healthy organs. So none of us can function without our heart. None of us can function without our lungs. None of us can function without, because I know our skin's an organ too, correct? So it's like our entire body needs this healthy gut.
Yes.
Well, let's talk a little bit. Let's just remind and reinforce this idea of a healthy gut equals enhanced benefits from microdaily. So a healthy gut means that microdaily and the nutrients, the micronutrients are going to be absorbed and transported in your body properly. And a healthy gut means that microdaily and other micronutrients can work more effectively. So
Yes.
probiotic boost and microdaily are a synergistic combination that will basically supercharge the benefits of microdaily.
And also maintaining the optimal health.
Wow. I am so excited that we have this product to launch because more effective microdaily means a better, healthy, happier life. So let's talk now about if someone's not taking microdaily, if they're not doing their probiotics, let's talk about what an unhealthy gut and poor health can mean to them. So let's talk about some of the unhealthy gut symptoms, which include an irritable inflammatory bowel syndrome, which includes excessive gas, intestinal cramping, diarrhea, malnutrition, a poor immune system function, and poor brain and organ health function. So if we're not getting proper probiotic and proper micronutrients, and we're suffering from these, it's just going to become worse. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
And we're here to bring health and wellness to the world. And so we do not want this to happen. So we're talking about how we can all take action in a very simple way to enhance our health.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Prasad, we've talked about the dynamics of probiotics. So let's talk a little bit more about even in depth why they matter. So, why prebiotics matter. We've talked a lot about the probiotics. Let's talk about the prebiotics. And so help people understand what a prebiotic is and how it works.
Yeah, prebiotics is like soluble fibers. It present in vegetable, fruits, and so on, and also in carbohydrates. And when they provide the food, like I was mentioning earlier, they provide food to the good bacteria, because without prebiotic, bacteria will not be proliferate and divide and grow. They protect good bacteria by providing a hospitable environment for the growth of good bacteria. That's correct. Prebiotics are also fermented and produces a small fatty acid, such as butyric acid, which has an enormous health implication in terms of improving all your health, brain, organs, brain, heart, and kidney, and you name it. There are at least more than 500 papers now. If you go to PubMed and find out just butyric acid, type it, you will get a more than 500 paper on this issue.
And it absolutely, Dr. Prasad, it absolutely is so impressive that you're the one that started that research. You're the one that got the ball rolling on that. And so once again,
there was not even a single paper published on butyric acid until I published it.
I mean, to think, Dr. Prasad, that we are so blessed today to be educated and informed by the person who discovered the benefits of butyric acid is very humbling. So thank you. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, and there's another thing that's really important. And I think this is kind of the big area of ignorance in probiotics. And that is, all probiotics are not created equal. And I know that you in your research and in your formulation, to you is very important that we have acid-resistant probiotics. So talk to us about why an acid-resistant probiotic matters.
Because 60 to 80% of probiotics are killed by the acid environment of the stomach and heat. Therefore, it cannot go to the large intestine, and there they can perform the function. Acid-resistant probiotics improve the survival of the gut bacteria that gets to the lower intestine. So this is very important, to have an acid and heat-resistant bacteria in your gut, so that your gut can perform all the function and doesn't get destroyed in the stomach pH. Go ahead.
So I know that because of the acid resistance, most probiotics market based on the amount of probiotics.
Yes.
So is that important, Dr. Prasad?
No, the amount is not important. What is important is how much they can survive through the acid pH and heat while going through the intestine.
So in formulating a probiotic, you need to have the prebiotics so the probiotics can function properly.
Right.
You need to have probiotics that are acid resistant and also enhance the acid resistance of the other probiotics.
Right.
Because What's not important is whether there's 60, 50 or 60 or even 100 billion
Right.
probiotics or bacteria in a serving. What's important is the survivability of the probiotics.
That's correct.
And without probiotics that are resistant to acid, it just doesn't matter. It's very ineffective, is what I hear you
Very
say.
ineffective, yes.
So what makes a world-class probiotic supplement? Well, on the market today, the typical or average probiotic simply sells a probiotic. So they've got probiotics. And so these probiotics, Dr. Prasad, from what you've taught us today, are fairly ineffective at providing the body the bacteria they need to be healthy.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Because they are only Bacillus and Bifido strains, and they get all destroyed when you take supplement.
Now, there's other companies that understand the importance of prebiotics, so they're familiar with the research that you've referenced tonight. And so they formulated probiotics with prebiotics, but they're using the two strains you talk about that are not acid resistant. So these are better products, but they're not optimal. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes, and also the amount of many formulations that I have seen, the amount of prebiotic they give is very tiny. And so it is important to have a reasonable level like we have provided in our product, the prebiotics. Because if you give a smaller amount, it will be some effect, but it will not be optimal effect.
Well, I'm looking at our probiotic bottle right here, Dr. Prasad, and I see in your proprietary prebiotic blend, 500 milligrams of prebiotic. You didn't cut it short at all, did you?
No.
So I know you wanted to make sure there was plenty of prebiotics to make the probiotics happy. And so you have formulated a one-of-a-kind probiotic, and it contains acid-resistant probiotics with a large dose of prebiotic. And Dr. Prasad, I know you've researched the market, and as have I, and we to date have not found any probiotic with the acid-resistant probiotics and the levels of prebiotics that you formulated in your formula. So have you seen anything that has what you have?
No, I have not found out. And these the one that we have added there have been a lot of clinical study in human showing that it is very helpful in many other inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's syndromes, and all. Any problem with the intestine, diarrhea and leaky gut and so on. So our product is the unique.
Well, let's talk about why these other probiotics fall short. We've already referenced a little bit, but most of them only have the two strains you talked about, which are lactobacillus and bifidobacterial.
Yeah.
And most of these are destroyed in the acid pH of the gut.
Right.
Now, they'll show, like, I think you told me there's hundreds of different versions or strains in each of these strains, right? So there's a lot of...
Yes.
So, but they're all the basic same family of bacteria. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, probiotic boost with prebiotics, you've added 2 additional probiotics. Tell us about Bacillus coagulans and Saccharomyces boulardii.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, the Bacillus coagulant is the only one which has been approved by FDA to give in an infant formula. And the reason is because the intestine of the infant are totally sterile. And therefore, there is a big risk of harmful bacteria growing it. So they gave these probiotics, Bacillus coagulant, in order to prevent the attachment of any potential harmful bacteria. And this has been tested many other disease of the intestine, like intestinal bowel syndrome and so on. And it has been very effective, both Bacillus coagulant and Saccharomyces boulardii. These are unique, acid resistance, heat resistance, and have been performed in human for several intestinal disorders and have been very useful.
So people can buy these on an individual basis, but to find the combination which you create is not available.
And a combination with the regular one, Lactobacillus and Bifido bacteria. This is also important to have both, so that they can, when they travel they can be in a way shielded in the stomach pH when they go there, because they have a competition, to get. So if you have a lot of the heat resistance, at least partially they can protect the good bacteria like lactobacillus and bifido strain.
So interesting. So others are using those two strains, but they don't have the acid-resistant strains to help defend those strains to get to the lower gut. So in essence, you've brought two very special probiotics to the table, which
Right.
we know are highly effective at getting to the lower intestine, but they also provide another benefit of helping these other important bacteria get to the lower intestine.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, also I want to talk about, most commercial probiotics use 50 to 60 billion CFUs of lactobacillus and bifidobacterial strains. You talk about how most of them are destroyed in the stomach and intestine before they reach the lower colon.
Right.
So what you're saying is when someone says 50 billion, 60 billion, 100 billion, those numbers just don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all, because most of them, that's why they don't get much effect.
Interesting.
And, I have seen some of the formulation that clinicians recommend. They will recommend this either Bacillus coagulant or the, if you have intestinal disorders, or the Saccharomyces boulardii.
But they're only recommending one or the other. They're not recommending a daily regimen of the full combination, which
That's right. That's exactly, because sometimes they go just read it. They think the whole system or whole effect of the entire population, how it can improve the gut health.
So at bottom line, to have a highly effective probiotic, you need a probiotic that can survive the stomach acid and heat. And Dr. Prasad, thank you for the understanding you've shared with us, because now we know there's an answer to this problem in the probiotics space.
Yes,
so thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this is also based on some research that this is some reference to research that Dr. Prasad is talking about. So let's talk about the benefits of probiotics. I think we've already laid the groundwork pretty well for this. Number one, improves gut health, obviously. Health can impact and decrease acute stress and depression. Help prevent the attachment of harmful bacteria in the gut. Can help reduce and improve inflammatory bowel disorders. It can support and improve our immune function. It supports and enhances brain and organ function, supports and enhances whole body health. Once again, here's some research references, including some research you did, Dr. Prasad.
Right.
In the 1980s.
Yes.
By the way, everybody, if you go to PubMed, you'll find approximately 450 references to Dr. Prasad and his research. He's one of the most highly noted researchers in these areas of micronutrients and whole body health. His publications, his micronutrient, basically he's published the micronutrient Bible that is used in medical schools. We're talking literally tonight to the expert of experts. He is excellence without peer, and we are so fortunate to have you with this science and information, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, David.
So there's some additional benefits of probiotics. The list is long. It improves digestion, and because of the butyric acid, can help enhance the reduction of colon cancer, risk of that. Generates butyric acid during fermentation of the prebiotic. We've talked about that. Butyric acid, you've proven in your science and demonstrated that it can inhibit the growth of cancer cells. Now, also you talk about how taking a probiotic can enhance the effect of radiation and chemotherapy. Help us understand how that works.
But why butyric acid?
So by enhancing the butyric acid in the system, if someone's in radiation and chemotherapy, it will help them be more effective in their radiation and chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Also, it can help reduce risk of diabetes, neurodegenerative diseases, and cardiovascular disease. And this is also based on research references that Dr. Prasad has, including yours from the 1980s.
Yeah, butyric acid is so important.
Okay, now let's talk about acid-resistant probiotics that make this special. We've mentioned them a little bit, but I want to this is something I don't want anybody to leave this presentation and not understand. So we have 2 additional acid and heat-resistant probiotics. They significantly increase the number of viable probiotics reaching the lower colon. And Dr. Prasad, just once again, why don't you remind us of the clinical studies and the science behind these 2?
Yeah, in clinical study, these 2 heat resistance and acid resistant have been extremely useful in improving the intestinal disorder, no matter what kind of disorder you have, inflammatory or viral or any kind of infection. They have been proven to be very effective in reducing or even curing in many cases. But you have to take, if you have this kind of intestinal disorders, you have to take these probiotics for a long period of time until you are totally healthy.
Once again, here's some more research references from Dr. Prasad. And if there's anything anyone takes away from today, I'm hoping you take away the importance of acid and heat-resistant probiotics.
Yes.
Critical. So let's talk about Microdalium Probiotic Boost being the perfect combination for optimal health.
Yes, yes, sir.
I know we have guests here today, and so if you want to learn more about Microdaily, we've got a lot of presentations. We have a lot of education that Dr. Prasad has, but from just the foundational level, Microdaily is the most scientifically validated micronutrient in the world, and it addresses micronutrient deficiency, which is the source of free radicals and oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. And so by addressing micronutrient deficiency and these free radicals and oxidative stress, your body can reduce chronic inflammation and your health can be enhanced. Also, the micronutrients are critical to your immune system health. And so Microdaily has been formulated and scientifically validated and supported by 14 clinical studies, 7 patents, which in Dr. Prasad, we have a couple more patents that you have filed. It is simply the best of the best, and we can prove it. And you have proven it with $24 million invested to do it.
Yeah, and all of you who are participating.
And also all of everybody who is on the products, they're a testament of themselves. That's true. And in fact, that's where I think you and I get our greatest joy and satisfaction from what we do, is that our mission is to bring health and wellness to the world. And I just want to thank you and God above that we have this product that is doing and delivering on what our hope and our mission is. So once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about probiotics and Boost and Microdaily. Once again, supports a healthy gut, and a healthy gut will more fully utilize the micronutrients in the gut. It will more completely absorb and utilize the micronutrient gut, which will enhance your health.
That's
Microdaily and Probiotic Boost is a critical combination for your maximum optimal health.
Yes.
All right, well, now let's get to the details of what Probiotic Boost is all about. It's third-party tested. It's acid-resistant strains. It's combined with prebiotics, large dose of prebiotics. And we are comfortable saying it is the most effective probiotic available today.
Yes.
So now, what is a daily dose? Let's talk. I think it's also, this is something that was really important that I didn't have any understanding of, and that is Probiotic Boost is different than a Microdaily. Microdaily, you want to take it every day for the rest of your life. But the Probiotic Boost, you've educated and said, Dave, this is not something people with a healthy gut should be taking for their whole life. Which, darn it, Dr. Prasad, I was hoping from a businessman standpoint, we'd have a product people would take every day. But once again, our mission is to bring health and wellness to the world. That's our number one priority. Making money is not our number one priority. That's the benefit we receive from bringing health and wellness to the world. So here is the proper way to take a Probiotic Boost and probiotic in your life. Number one, you take 1 capsule every day with food. If you have a healthy gut, or even an unhealthy gut, you take it for 3 to 6 months. And once you have a healthy gut, you take it 1 to 2 times per week. So you dial down the dose. And the reason is you want to maintain your healthy gut and you don't want to overwhelm it with too much bacteria. So a healthy gut needs to be a balance of bacteria in there, not too much.
Homeostasis, yeah. It's very important to maintain homeostasis of the population of the bacteria in your gut.
And so with Probiotic Boost, everyone here, our recommendation is order it, take it for 3 to 6 months, and you'll know when your gut's healthy. And when you feel that your gut is healthy, then you go to 1 to 2 times a week, correct? So as we said, don't take it long-term every day if your gut is healthy. And we talked about the reason of that, because too much good bacteria can even lead to an unhealthy gut. Things like candida and other things can happen.
Yeah.
Now, this was something that was really interesting. That is, you talk about avoid taking probiotics if you're having surgery. Why is that?
Yeah, because in a surgery time, there is all kind of blood someplace leaking. And it is possible that one of these bacteria can get in. For example, E. origin bacteria can get in and can cause a terrible growth systematically, sepsis, and this could risk your health. And in order to do that, in order to avoid that, before surgery, you can take it, but say a 24-hour or 48-hour surgery, you can take it. But if you take immediately after surgery, there's a risk that some of these bacteria that we have can get in your bloodstream and create an unhealthy situation.
So what you're saying is these bacteria, the healthy place for them is in the gut and in the intestines.
Yes.
Unhealthy place for them is in your bloodstream and in your tissues and stuff.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing surgery where they're cutting you and such, we don't want to have any risk of those being spread on the body. Is that right?
That's right, in the blood, yeah.
Okay, now the other thing I want to just highlight here, and that is if you have an unhealthy gut, like a leaky gut, or if you have irritable bowels, or you're suffering from diarrhea and cramping, you really should take this product, like you said earlier, that people with these situations, they take these products for long periods of time. So
that's
really,
right. as long as it is, in a steady state, in a cure state, as long as you feel good. So it might sometimes take a year, So as long as your symptoms, it persists, you should continue taking it, even though the symptom has been reduced markedly, but still it would be a good idea to prolong it so that remaining, they don't come up again. So it is, for those people who have intestinal issue, they should detect or they should monitor the symptoms. And if symptoms look like it is excellent for 3 months or 4 months, then they can discontinue it and go back to 1 to 2 times per week.
so really, I also hear you saying, so let's say I have a healthy gut and something happens where I get diarrhea or I'm taking antibiotics, I should then go back on it for a daily basis until I feel healthy gut again.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So once again, here's the reality of our health, and that is nobody will take care of our health like we do. So we need to accept responsibility for our health. And so we need to be in tune with our own bodies. And in being in tune, then we can know what our bodies need. Like even with micro daily, I know a lot of people when they're feeling like my mother, when she's feeling a scratchy throat, she'll double her dose to just give her body that boost to help fight whatever's attacking her body. So once again, the idea is you be in tune with your body. You have the tools you need here with Dr. Prasad and his products, and use them properly and appropriately, and your health will be enhanced. So
right.
It's each on each of us to individually make sure we're aware of our bodies, obviously. Right. So now let's talk about Probiotic and the launch. Probiotic is in our system. You can go buy it right now, today, and we will be shipping it out to you tomorrow. So Probiotic Boost is available now. We're doing an introductory price of $34.99. This price will be good through September 1st. On September 1st, we're going to raise the price to $39.99. So basically, you have 3 weeks to get your order in and save $5 on your order. The retail price on Micro Daily, if you don't sign up for a subscription or if you're not an affiliate or preferred customer, the retail price will be $49.99, which honestly, there should be no reason anybody pays that. Everybody should be getting the best pricing by simply being a preferred customer and affiliate and engage. Great benefits for being a preferred customer and affiliate. In addition, if you sign up for your subscription for Probiotic Boost before September 1st, we will honor the $34.99 for the rest of the year. So in essence, September, October, November, December. So you can get 4 months of this probiotic to help get your gut healthy at the absolute best price that you will ever see on our Probiotic Boost. So Dr. Prasad, you've done it again. You have added another product to your legacy. And congratulations. I think this is the collagen product, which is patent pending, is unbelievable. The EMF with its patent pending is unbelievable. The kids' gum, which is patent pending, is unbelievable. The brain boost and the eye boost and the CBD boost, and now we've added gut health to the choices. And I wish we would have done it sooner because the importance of gut health cannot be overstated. And I'm just glad that we can launch this today. Good job, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Well, I'm proud. I am proud to be in partnership with Dr. Prasad. I am proud to be in partnership with all of our affiliates. And for all of us, the future is truly bright. With the launch of Probiotic Boost, we now can enhance the health of our gut, and we know how important that is. We can enhance the effectiveness of our micronutrients, and we know how important that is. And we can all fulfill our hopes and dreams, which is to have a healthy body. And for Dr. Prasad and I and all of our affiliates, it can help us fulfill our mission, which is to bring health and wellness to the world, which for me, I know, Dr. Prasad, this has been your driving passion for 87 years of your life. I don't know if ever anyone on this call knows, but Dr. Prasad is 87. He's still publishing books. He's publishing research. He's formulating world-class products. It is my hope that with Dr. Prasad's formulations, we all can be functioning like you, Dr. Prasad, when we hit you.
In a few months, I will be 88.
Oh my goodness, 88. Dr. Prasad, I'm humbled to be here with you tonight. I'm grateful we're here with you tonight. I'm grateful for the large group of people who have joined us tonight. I hope you all have felt that your time spent with us was worthwhile. I hope and pray that you've been edified and educated in a way that will enhance your lives and help you to enhance the lives of others. And so with that, I want to sign off. Oh, before I sign off, Dr. Prasad, I want to show, we're not going to sign off yet. I want to show everybody our new probiotic video.
Okay.
So we're going to show the new video here for everybody.
That's good.
Okay, here we go. Here's the Engage Probiotic new video.
It's not playing. Just music, no video.
Video, but no talking.
No, I just said that I thank all participants this evening, and without you, all these our missions won't be fulfilled. And therefore, David and I have a mission, and without your help, they can't be. So work hard, and I'm available for any time for any group of people to answer any question they might have.
Dr. Prasad, you're 100% right. You know, with the amazing products you formulated and with the business model we put together, it is all for naught with ambassadors like Jeff and Helen and our affiliates who are here tonight. And so, you know, we have chosen to partner with amazing people who share our mission and our vision. And we've chosen to share the financial opportunity of bringing this product to the world with each one of you. So Jeff and Helen, first of all, thank you for your fantastic support, amazing leadership, inspiration.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who has joined us on this call. Thank you to all of our affiliates. Thank you to all of our preferred customers. Without you, we are nothing. Our mission has any chance of being fulfilled. And so we are extremely humbled and grateful that you spent this evening with us. And Jeff, you know, the other thing about Engage is we're not here just to sell products. We're here to educate and inform. And so Dr. Prasad, I mean, think about this. Dr. Prasad taught medical school at the University of Colorado for over 30 years. And medical students paid literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to get the education we are getting tonight because of Dr. Prasad's goodwill and beautiful heart. So we're here to educate you. We're here to inspire you. We're here to help bring health and wellness to your world. We're here to provide you opportunities for hope in health, hope, and finances. And we are grateful and humbled that you spent this evening to us tonight. So first, anyone who is invited by an affiliate, feel comfortable and confident that they have your interests in heart. Get back with them if you have questions. Any of you who want to really know more, join us for our educational events with Dr. Prasad and our leadership and our affiliates. We will educate you. We also have a lot of materials that are available. Jeff, you referenced our science brochure earlier today, which that will be updated in the near future to include our collagen and our probiotic. But at Engage, we are about you. We are about bringing health and wellness to you and the lives of you love, those you love. And tonight, I am just humbled and I am grateful that you've taken the time to be with us. So with that, before David gets too emotional, I'm going to say good night. God bless, and we'll see you.